Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another Boruto 2 Blue Vortex discussion. Today, I want to talk to you guys about whether or not we should be expecting the Boruto versus Kawaki battle to take place in the next couple of chapters or not. Ever since we got teased back in 2016 with Boruto Chapter 1, where we saw Kawaki versus Boruto in a desolated dystopia of what was once known as the Hidden Leaf Village, it's been something that fans have asked questions as to why did things end up like this, and fans impatiently asking every other week, when was Boruto's time skip going to happen? It's something that even the guy who draws Boruto, based off of the scripts that Naruto series creator Masashi Kishimoto gives him, the Boruto illustrator Mikio Ikimoto has said that he knows how much everyone's looking forward to that confrontation of Boruto versus Kawaki. However, while it does feel like we are indeed actually close to that fight, I don't think it needs to happen right now. And I'm going to explain to you why in today's video, why I feel so strongly about this. In short, it's nothing short of delayed gratification, something that a lot of manga readers tend to struggle with nowadays. They want the payoff right away, and they don't really care for waiting to let things build up. They're more so used to enjoying series that are already done, binge reading series or binge watching series that are completed. And this is something that really becomes a problem even more so when you look at monthly manga, because you have to wait a whole 30 days before you get the next chapter. As I said before on the channel a few times already, there's a art to actually reading ongoing manga. You're not going to get all the answers in one chapter. You're not going to get all the answers within 10 chapters. Stories have to actually go through and cook. The idea of putting off a desired outcome for the sake of making the ending moment that much better and satisfying, it's not a bad idea. In fact, most of your favorite series have taken that approach. For instance, if we go back to the Naruto story in anime format, Naruto Shippuden literally opens up with Naruto and Sasuke meeting for the first time after 2.5 years when the Naruto time skip took place. It was a tease of what was meant to come to draw in the viewers, which it should be worth noting, this did not happen this way in the manga format. The time skip in the manga literally starts with Naruto returning to the village. None of that stuff you saw in the anime, where they meet at Orochimaru's hideout and then it just jump cuts to Naruto returning to the village. The same approach was taken with Naruto's manga, showing us Kakashi's flashback in the chapters right after Naruto left to go train with Jiraiya. It was meant to show us the story of how he got the Sharingan and do the slow build up to where we would learn the truth about Obito almost 10 years later. When you look at something like Full Metal Alchemist, a monthly manga that ran for, I believe, 7 to 8 years, there was a slow build up to the moment that you got at the end of the series. I think a delayed booking of this moment where Boruto and Kawaki have their major battle, it should be pushed off a bit. When we see Boruto preparing to fight Kawaki, he says that it looks like this was the only possible way, and he looks disappointed in chapter 1, as if there were attempts made prior to this to have the battle put off until a different time. Most importantly, Boruto is making this statement after a chunk of the village has already been destroyed. The village below is destroyed, the village on top of the Hokage monument is destroyed, and we're not clear as to why just yet. Konoha is still intact in the current part of the story. Could there be something else going on with those 10 tails claw grinds, which might have produced multiple trees throughout the village from having eaten so many people? Could those just be potential walking chakra bombs to blow up the village? Sure. I don't think that's the case personally, but for argument's sake, let's just say that's the thing that takes place. Kawaki right now does appear to be beyond reasoning when we look at his character currently. He's had 3 years to sit in Konoha and brood over the prospect of killing Code and Boruto. Likely image training in his head, running through various scenarios where he can kill Code and then kill Boruto. It's something he's prepared in his mind forever for this opportunity to do. He's fixated on a way to where it can only be rivaled by his obsession with Naruto and wanting to keep Naruto safe no matter the cost. Kawaki appeared in the last chapter and he didn't wait to ask questions. He went right for the sneak attack on Boruto, which Boruto sensed coming and promptly dodged from the attack. When he saw the opportunity to kill Code, he didn't wait to listen to Boruto's warnings or see the reasoning behind what Boruto was doing. He merely said, I've got a chance to kill Code and I'm gonna take it, which resulted in Code, one of the dumbest characters introduced in the series, literally outsmarting Kawaki and escaping using such a clever trick that is actually so simple it's brilliant. Code leaving wasn't the problem for Kawaki. Kawaki appeared as if he was confident he could kill Code anytime he wanted, especially now that Code was severely injured by Boruto. However, when he was face to face with Boruto, that anger and that bloodlust, it was all right there. He was telling Boruto, it's poetic, you came to the village to die, and he was talking extremely greasy to Boruto, making it clear that only one of them was going to walk away from this fight, and Kawaki intended to be the one that was doing the walking. which my man is so rude. He didn't have the decency to offer Boruto a Thunder Burger as a last meal before telling he'd kill him. My man's been away from the village for 3 years and ain't had one of them nasty lemon flavored Thunder Burgers, and he ain't even smiling no more. The least you could do is be polite and give him a Thunder Burger and some fries. Jokes aside though, Kawaki is one-track minded because based off what we've seen, killing Boruto is all that matters to him right now because he views Boruto as a threat to Naruto, which technically he is since Momoshiki is still inside of Boruto, even if Momoshiki can't resurrect using Boruto's body anymore. Given how much Boruto's illustrator Mikio Ikimoto has taken inspiration from series like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and Dragon Ball, I want to bring up Dragon Ball's parallel partially because I'm way more familiar with Dragon Ball than JoJo since I just started JoJo, so the connection is a lot easier for me to make. Right now, Kawaki having this one-track mind about killing Boruto, he's acting a lot like how Majin Vegeta acted during the early Buu saga, where he was so focused on defeating Goku that nothing else mattered to him. Majin Vegeta was willing to kill thousands of people at the World Martial Arts Tournament in order to provoke Goku into fighting him, and even when they did fight, Goku was pleading for him to stop because he could sense Majin Buu growing stronger and awakening. Vegeta refused to listen to him and see the logic behind his worries. Instead, he just barged forward with his goal to beat Goku and even used deception as a method to do so because in the back of his mind, he arrogantly thought he could handle Buu on his own, which led to him blowing himself up in order to try and defeat Kid Buu. Kawaki is giving off those vibes right now. He's playing that Vegeta role to an extent, and Boruto's playing the Goku role, where he's more worried about the threat in the shadows than selling the squabble between rivals. Do any of us doubt that Kawaki doesn't think he can handle Code on his own? We likely don't. Kawaki has spoken it into the narrative. He can kill Code if he wants to, but Boruto's made it clear that the threat of the Ten Tails is more important than anything that has to happen with Kawaki right now. Boruto more than once said, "Leave me alone so I can deal with Code," going so far as to say he's fine with dying in Konoha, but not today. Boruto has a sense of urgency about himself that should not be overlooked right now, and Kawaki is too pig-headedly focused on Boruto to see reason behind why Boruto's acting this way. I think we're sitting on a major source of conflict right now that can build more tension before we ever get to a moment where Boruto and Kawaki begin swapping hands in a fight. I feel like Kishimoto as a writer is teasing us with the climactic showdown between brothers only to pull the rug out by revealing it was a red herring for an even bigger threat that was underneath our noses at the time. Similar to how the Tenchi Bridge arc teased Naruto versus Sasuke at Orochimaru's hideout, only to have us get that reveal that it will be 6 months before Orochimaru could take Sasuke's body. And we got the Akatsuki suppression arc right after that where Hidan and Kakuzu were in the lane of fire, which led to Sasuke killing Orochimaru, and that led to Sasuke versus Itachi, and everything snowballed from there. I think there's something more here to explore with Code and the Ten Tails just based off of how Boruto's acting and how urgent he's behaving. I don't think we need this fight between brothers right now, and I'll take it a step further. It's too soon. It's literally diminishing returns. We saw them spar together multiple times in Boruto Naruto Next Generations. We saw Boruto versus Kawaki happen in chapter 65 and chapter 66 where Kawaki killed Boruto, and then around 10 chapters later we see Kawaki attempting to kill Boruto again. To rush back into yet another 1 versus 1 battle with these two is cheapening the payoff. The clash between these two has to have more weight to it, or else it becomes the been there done that type of scenario, which is what you don't actually want. There's something to teasing a big battle like this and then actually pulling back in order to build things up further. It's a cop-out to say, well, they can just add extra layers to the build-up when you get to the anime, which probably is not going to come back until 2025 for pre-production, which means it's not going to be airing until 2026. Because the whole purpose of reading the manga is to get the entire story. You shouldn't have to go through multiple mediums to get the full experience. Even with the monthly manga, you should be able to sit down and read the entire story and be fulfilled. Not asking, I wish they showed more here, I wish they showed more there. I think we have to be very careful right now to not run the whole Boruto versus Kawaki thing into the ground because of how much it's been done. Ask yourself, if we would have saw Naruto and Sasuke fight, like literally fight 4 times in say 30 chapters, would their final fight at the end of the series have actually resonated with you as hard as it did? I believe the answer to that's probably going to be no. If the only thing we get out of this fight that's going to happen is going to be they're fighting again and they can fly now, it's going to be so cheap and it's going to water down the actual fight itself because narratively it has not earned that interaction. However, I'm curious to know where you guys stand on this. Do you question whether or not these two should fight again instantly, or do you think there should be delayed gratification?